circumvent it, try to go past it.
Cool.
They think they have a hotline. Stephen Green, first time meeting you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no, it is good, great to be here. Thanks, Damien.
Not at all. More than a pleasure. Where are you from originally?
So I am originally from Dublin. I'm from Tala. But I've been living down in Waterford since 2007.
Okay.
My wife, Siobhan, is from Waterford City, and she is from the top of the town as well. So she's from up by, so she's from Phillip Street, is where she's
a lovely
from,
historic street. They know each other up there. Siobhan. What's Siobhan's maiden name?
Flynn.
Siobhan Flynn.
Yeah. So she,
hello to Siobhan this morning.
Yeah, so she managed to convince me to move down anyway. So now,
do you like Waterford?
Yeah, because when we moved down first, we moved down to County Waterford. So we were living up in Ballymun at the time, but we actually moved down to a little small village called Aglish. Yeah, so it was a bit of a culture shock now, kind of going from
California and Ballymun down to Aglish.
So we lived down in West Waterford for about 6-7 years, and then just where we work, because the two of us work here in Waterford City, so we decided that it would probably be better to just move to the city anyway. So we are currently living up in Ferrybank, so actually then that's where we are now, and I'm working with the Brothers of Charity, so just as a social care worker there anyway.
Hello to everybody over there.
Yeah,
how are you all getting on?
Great, actually. Yeah, everyone is keeping well anyway, so we're just
you do great work
away.
over there. There's marvellous work and all the different, because it's a tough job.
Yeah,
tough job.
Look, it's a job that I've been doing for about 22 years now, so and I still have the passion for working with people with intellectual disabilities anyway. So
at the age of 5 you noticed the stammer.
Yeah,
some people wouldn't call it a stammer, some people would call it a stutter.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, and again I was saying to you off air, I did a piece about this with a chap from South Kilkenny whose name I can't remember. If you're listening this morning, please text me in. It could be Michael O'Shea or one of the family over there. Where does it come from? Where does a stammer or a stutter come from?
Yeah, so basically science have been able to identify that it's a neurological and there's a genetic component to stammering. So just in the layman's terms, it is just the way our brains are wired when it comes to how we process speech, and also with the genetic factors, it can run in families then. So kind of basically it is just the way we are born then.
So were there other members of your family, either direct family or other members, that had a stammer or a stutter?
Yeah, now I have a nephew that stutters also, so he is 9 or 10 now. And I think I have an uncle then as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it can run in families.
But mammy or daddy, there wasn't a direct line there.
No. And then like I come from a family of 9 kids, so I was the only one of the kids that stammered then also. So
again, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, strange. Yeah. You know, so like. It is kind of strange, but like science seems to be catching up on finding like causes and so on anyway. So.
Because there used to be an old wives' tale that it was a big shock in somebody's life, or somebody might have got almighty beatings from a relative or a school teacher, or something happened in their childhood that caused them to have a stammer. That's science is kind of ruling that out now. Yeah, because
there are still many misconceptions that are out there in relation to stammering. So kind of people think, so stammering can really be caused from emotional trauma. Now, obviously, emotional trauma won't help just with children and so on, but then it isn't seen as a cause of stammering also. People also think that people who stammer are like it has been caused by somebody just being nervous, but now some somebody feeling nerves can help. It can. A person can stammer more but then that isn't the cause of the stammer in the first place as well. So,
how old are you?
I am 49 now, so
you don't look it.
Okay, thanks.
You look a lot fresher than I do. I'm 52, and I look. Yeah, you've got a nice head of hair and the little buzz cut or whatever it's called, buzz fade. Cool. And no, the reason I ask is because you described eloquently in your emails that you sent us about getting speech therapy as a 5-year-old back in 1978 and all the different emotions that you went through, and you were lucky not to experience bullying, but you had an everyday battle with yourself to mask your stutter and strain to appear fluent. How tiring has it been at certain stages of your life?
Yeah, it can be very tiring, Damien. So it's the more mental gymnastics that you go through of just trying to hide this part of you that has been with you since such a young age. So I would have used a lot of filler words to try and stop myself from stammering, stuttering. I would have used, and I also would have not talked up as much as, so even though I had much to say, I wouldn't say it just for the fear of stammering or stuttering. So, yeah.
And again, I can't even begin to imagine how I would deal with that myself.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, definitely, Damien, because if you think about it, so if you think about stammering like a iceberg, so the tip of the iceberg is what you see. So it's the repetitions, or there's somebody blocking on a word, but what you don't see is under the surface. So the feelings of maybe shame, feelings of embarrassment, feelings of just feeling different, and then so them feelings can lead on to people maybe not participating. They could lead on to the avoidance of words, the avoidance of talking. And then that can have an effect socially. It can have an effect on your education, and it can have an effect as you're moving on into the wider world then as well. Anyway,
so even the fact of being from such a big family, and I got that from your anger and frustration, and not necessarily feeling cheated, but thinking, why me?
Yeah, that feeling of apathy, Damien, so apathy is, what I like to think of apathy is, it is the absence of love. So you have this thing that you don't love about yourself, but you're judging your whole self just on this one thing. So I should have been leaving school looking forward to going out into the wider world, but all that I was thinking about was how am I going to get a job? How is somebody ever going to love me for the way that I'm talking, because I just can't talk, so that feeling of apathy leads to that thing that you're saying, why me, so.
How do you get over that?
It takes time, and a very big thing for me was finding the community of people who stammer then as well. So talking to other people who stammer, who have walked in the same shoes, learning to talk about stammering, just making it so you're actually normalising it then. So you're sharing what you feel, because because we've kept it on the inside for such a long time. So them feelings of shame and in embarrassment, if you can bring them to the surface just by to talking about it, you will kind of gradually lessen, and then you can feel neutral about your stammering, but also you can, moving on, you can actually get a sense of pride as a person who stammers then as well, because I can think about maybe the values that I have now as a person who stammers. So
because your ability to understand what's happened to you and deal with it, overcome it, make it part of your life, and as you say, that word pride, that's something I've never heard from somebody with a stammer before.
Yeah, totally.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because like Damien, I would, and I wouldn't even see it as overcoming it, so I would see it as understanding it. So like you're gaining that level of understanding about your stammering, and it's
even me using that word overcoming shows my ignorance of this subject, and I know a fair bit about it, but I like, again, because describing these, it's just so difficult for people that don't understand.
Yeah, totally. And I think just with the work of the Irish Stammering Association, that we try and just raise the awareness of stammering, and so we have various different groups that we run. So we would run like an adults group, we have a children's group, we have a teenagers group, and we have a parents group as well. So actually that the Irish Stammering Association can offer this support and information then just for people.
I was looking through some of the facts and figures again. How many people in Ireland have a stammer?
Yeah, so there's 1% of the population that stammer. Now 5% of all children will stammer at some stage. So normally it is through the development of speech and so on. But into adulthood, you will have 1% of the population that will stammer. So if you think about here in Ireland, that's what, 50 to 60,000 people. Then
a lot of people
stammer, and
there's varying degrees of it, and then there's people's varying abilities of learning how to, as you say, overcomes the wrong word, to understand and to cope. Yeah,
definitely. And then people will have different goals that they want. So you might have a person that does want to talk more fluently, or you might have a person similar to me that would like to stammer more fluently. So the fact that we are shown stammering, that I have a reason just to stammer then as well, like, you know. So
you're making me smile there by saying that, because again, that's a completely different way of coping, not hiding, just letting it be part of you and letting people see it and feel it and let them maybe share the journey with you.
Well, yeah, because just speaking from my own experience, I mean, what I found is a lot of the struggle that I've had is trying not to stammer. So just trying to fit into just trying to fit into like what the fluent world is, you know, whereas then that was never me. So I am more comfortable just being able to just stammer openly and to take away the struggle that is there anyway.
So this is kind of a different approach.
Yeah, like so you will find that there's different approaches to how people deal with stammering then as well anyway. So
the idea of finding love and finding Siobhan, how wonderful has that been?
Oh, look, it has been great, because it's maybe as a teenager or as a young adult, I had all these fears that I would never be able to find somebody that would love me for who I was, like, and that would see past the stammering, you know. So so finding my wife and having the family then that we have as well. Anyway,
children?
So we have one child, Anna. So Anna's Anna will be 26 now. Anyway, so she is wonderful then as well. Anyway, so.
And even in terms of, again, you may not want to talk about this, but meeting Siobhan and getting to know Siobhan and her getting to know you and talking about your stammering and her working with you through it, the person has to come on the journey with you.
Well, yeah, definitely, because one of the things that we like to say is it takes two to stammer. It takes two to stutter. So it isn't just the person that is so stammering. It has to be the listener also. So if you think about the kind of general public then as well, what can you do when you meet a person who stammers then as well? Will you finish their sentence for them? Will you finish their words?
How annoying is that be?
Yeah, you know, will you lose eye contact with them and so on? So there is the responsibility on actually both sides there as well. So as the person who stammers, but also on the person who is interaction with somebody who stammers then as well. So.
I presume most people that have a stammer or a stutter or have family members that have it have been in touch with ye through the Irish Stammering Association. Yeah. Can I ask you, if anybody wants to get in touch, what's the best way, please? Yeah, so what you can do is you can get in touch through the website, which is www.stammeringireland.ie, and you can also ring them on 083 883 0001. And an email address, info@stammeringireland.ie. And there's so many informations there that you've sent me as well about facts about stuttering and stammering. And very importantly, we'll just put these 4 little suggestions. Be patient. Don't finish sentences. That must be so annoying, I'd say, is it?
Yeah, because if you think about the time that is just needed, Damien, it could be an extra second, it could be even less than a second, but just please let people just finish their sentences.
Did you ever get really annoyed with somebody who finishes sentences? Would you tell them to?
Yeah, look, I'm a pretty cool kind of customer anyway, Damien. So it takes a lot for me to get annoyed anyway. So
don't finish sentences. Keep eye contact. Be a good listener. Let the speaker know by what you say and do that you're listening, and always err on the side of being patient to give the person the opportunity to speak for themselves. That's just
so maybe just kind of focus on what the person is saying rather than the way that they are saying it anyway.
That's a very good point.
You know.
Thanks.
Cool. So Damien, can I just talk about we have
Please do.
So we are starting back our in-person stuttering report groups. So kindly the Mount Sion GAA Centre have offered us a room. So we will meet the second Thursday of every month. Which will be starting on the 9th of February. So it will be in the evening time from 7 p.m. till 8:30. And I would ask anyone that is there and that would like, now if this is the adult group, so if there's any adults out there who stammer, I would like you to come along just to this report group. So.
Second Thursday of every month, Mount Sion Centre, Waterford City, 8 o'clock?
It's from 7 to 8:30.
7 to 8:30, okay. Yeah. Stephen, thanks very much.
Brilliant, Damien. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank
Mind yourself.
you very much.
God bless. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Daisha Today with Damien Tiernan on WLR with Grant.
From highly efficient condensing board